I was so afraid of the idea of being alone before I got to college. For me, I was so scared that I was gonna be...
College flies by. It's a beautiful time, great memories and all those things. But I mentioned this to let you know that not much might change from you freshman year to when you graduate unless you...
Hey guys!
I'm Sarah.
I'm Kaitlyn.
And we are your best friends.
Yay! We are actually doing a remake of our first video, but it's not purposefully a remake. It's just we wanted to give you guys tips for college freshman year, which was our first video. So that's just a fun fact. But if you're going into college right now, there's no advice like what you're about to hear, okay? This is not your typical college freshman advice. This is what you actually need.
Stay tuned because not only are we going to give you tips, but we're going to get you living the good life in freshman year. So let's tell them to subscribe, and to join our family on Instagram, Your Best Friends Fam. Check out our website, yourbestfriends.org. And then let's get into this video because I know the people want to know.
The people want to know.
Tip number 1. Being alone does not define who you are, and it does not mean that that's how your life's gonna look, okay? Freshman year of college, it's life still, okay? You just got moved into a dorm or an apartment, this new transition, maybe you might know people, you might not. You're gonna be alone sometimes. And I would prefer it that way to rather than just like constantly be with people, but for you who is a little worried about those downtime moments, that stuff does not define you. And I had to learn that freshman year of college. It does not define me that I'm alone in my dorm sometimes. It doesn't define me that I'm alone at the library sometimes or I'm alone eating. It just means I'm getting the beautiful pleasure of being able to be by myself for a little and learning how to be independent. We just got out of high school. We were constantly with people. And so when you find yourself being alone, remember me saying, this does not define you, and this doesn't mean that you're a lonely person or that it's always gonna be this way. Rather embrace it and then embrace the times in which you are not alone.
I was so afraid of the idea of being alone before I got to college. For me, I was so scared that I was gonna be in my dorm and my roommates were gonna have plans and I was gonna be the one that didn't have much to do. I was scared of the idea of not having friends. I was scared of not being able to go to the library. Like, that was my biggest fear going into college, was not making friends. So I was really scared of those alone moments because I didn't want to seem like a weirdo. I overcompensated, and you can get really busy your freshman year because you will meet so many people that I was basically doing everything with everyone all the time. If I had to go to CVS, I would bring people with me to CVS. If I had to go to the grocery store, even if my friends didn't need groceries, I would invite them. Like, I could not go anywhere alone. I could, but I did not want to. If you find yourself in a place where you actually really can't be alone, ask yourself just a little deep question, like, what's going on in your heart that you need to be distracted by people all the time? I'm not gonna get into that, but for me, it was hard for me to be alone because I didn't want to think too much about my life. And alone time is good sometimes because it gives us time to ponder. I made friends with everybody that I met. I did not have a filter about who I put into my life. I didn't think too deep. I didn't have any standards for friendships. I was just very people pleasing, and I would morph my personality to just fit whoever I met in the cafeteria, in the library, through a mutual friend. I would just morph myself to get that person to like me so that I could have another friend. And that all was operating out of a fear of not having friends. I think that's a very normal fear when you come to college because you're just starting something very new and you might not know anyone. I didn't know anyone from my high school going to my college, so I was going in with nobody. But we can't operate out of fear, because then what happens is we have people in our life and we didn't choose them wisely. So my second tip for college is you don't have to be friends with everyone you meet. Doesn't mean you can't be nice to them, but think about your standards, think about who you want for friends, and know that who you pick for friends, that's going to be who you look like and act like, because your friends will influence your college life. They'll influence what you do for fun. They will change everything about your experience. So think about who you want to be in college and choose wisely.
Tip 3 has to do with comparison. This one's so near and dear to my heart because we don't realize it, but a lot of the times we actually get discouraged not because of reality, but rather because we're just comparing to an expectation that could be realistic or could be total fantasy. If it be, we see pictures on Instagram or we see videos on YouTube of the college experience, so then we begin to form these expectations. And a lot of us are disappointed for literal, because your life is not meeting like a fantasy. And so that's why I really like this tips for freshman year of college, because a lot of you might be entering and you could be entering with these high expectations or expectations of realities that you've only seen moments or photos of. And college is amazing and we only want you to have a fun time, but I also don't want you to be down in your room and think that it's just because you're down. Sometimes it might be because you're comparing, because you're thinking that this is how it should be and you just suck at this. I personally didn't have the most traditional college experience. I went to a Christian school freshman year, private school with like 6,000 students, transferred to community college sophomore year, then transferred into the University of Florida, big public school. And so I was all over the place, but comparison can seep in into many ways. So freshman year at that college, it was all about guys. And so you're comparing to a girl, you know, maybe is meeting the most guys, and then I might find myself down because I don't have what they're having. But if I wasn't comparing, I would have been fine, right? So that's example number 1. You're just thinking that all these people are thriving and having the best time. You don't know. I have been in so many friend groups where on the outside, it could look like the most entertaining, but I mean, the car ride was quiet or the hangout was okay, but hey, we got some cute pictures out of it. And some people might be comparing to those cute pictures and thinking like, I wish I had their lives. So, you know, just, I want to bring that to mind. Do your best to just think it's okay to feel down, but it'll help you a little bit more knowing the source of your disappointment at times, because college, like we said, it's for school first and foremost. And so like you want to be doing your school, you want to be meeting your friends, and what you don't want is to waste a lot of time being down because you just think these people are doing great and you're not. The better we get at just owning, hey, being alone doesn't define me. Hey, this period of time does not mean this is how my life's gonna look. The more we own those kinds of things, the more we're really living our best lives. We're not just constantly down and in comparison of other people. And then when I transferred colleges, hey, that's something I could have thought like, oh, darn it, you know, like, why am I leaving this place? This is so different than other people. But I didn't even go there, because after freshman year, I learned that when you enter into college, it's a little bit different than you think. In high school, you think you're going to go there for 4 years and boom, friends, life, boyfriend, girlfriend, amazing. And that is totally the narrative for some people. But also, some people finish college in like 7 years. Some people finish in 2 years. You start to go to school and you meet all these people who are, some are moms or dads, some are part-time college students. It's so diverse. It's so different than high school. So that's why I could have compared when I was transferring and wondered like, my story's so untraditional, but I didn't go there because I met so many people who are just living their lives and college is just on the side and it's not that big of a deal.
Comparison can creep in just a lot of ways because we have so many preconceived notions about what this college experience is going to look like. I thought that a sorority was the answer to be having 200 girlfriends, and I thought the narrative of the sorority was that you joined and it is like where you feel at home and it's the best 4 years of your life and it just makes your college experience complete. And because I had those expectations, when I got into my sorority, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't meeting those expectations. I had some uncomfortable moments with people. I didn't get along perfectly with all the girls. 200 girls in the sorority, surprise. I had trouble making friends. And I would compare to my other friends who were in different sororities, and I would feel so bad, or I would feel like I was doing something wrong. But it's all because of our notions. There is no right way to do college. So if you don't fit in with the sorority, if you gotta transfer, you gotta do your thing, that's normal. Number 4 is be yourself, which is easier said than done when you might not even have asked yourself, who are you? But don't get to college and get so wrapped up in trying to get everybody to like you that you do not look at all like the person that you were back home. Now, it's good to change in some ways for the good, but I was trying to please people so badly. And I would just, like I said already, like change so much to get people to like me, especially when I was struggling in my sorority. I didn't want to just admit that I didn't have anything in common with the girls in my sorority. I needed to change. I needed to do better. I needed to find more things to talk about with them. Guys, that's called not being yourself and not being content with who you are. You are not going to fit in with every single club you join. You might not even fit in with 5 out of the 6 clubs you join. I know that happened to me. Okay, that might happen to you. It's fine. You are not going to walk into every friend group and feel comfortable. You are not going to always have everyone like you. And that is a very real thing that you will learn in college, is that whether you're being yourself or you're not being yourself, someone will find a reason to not like you. If you're not being yourself, then maybe the fake person that you're putting out, they can sense that. They don't like that. If you're being yourself, well, then they don't like you because of something about you. But regardless, we can't change to get people to like us because it's just not effective. So ask yourself, who are you before you get to college? And when you find yourself changing that in order to please people, just give yourself a little heart check.
College flies by. I mean, obviously it goes
Flies
slow,
by.
but then again, here we are. It feels like yesterday. I mean, you just graduated. I have a few more classes left, but technically I should have been graduated already as a senior. And it flies by. It's a beautiful time, great memories and all those things. But I mentioned this to let you know that not much might change from you freshman year to when you graduate unless you decide to make changes. That's a good piece of advice, I think, because some of us think that college will just change us, but let's say you want to be more secure. If right now you don't feel secure, count on that you're not going to be secure when you graduate unless you change some things, unless you ask different questions than you're asking yourself right now. And that's why in this video, we're being like your best friends in the sense of we're trying not to give you fluff. We're trying to set you up for a whole beautiful life. Okay, not for temporary pleasures, not just for band-aids. And so some things is like, oh, not everyone's gonna like you. Yeah, that's good to know, because in real life, really, like, you face that. And I'd rather you have heard it from us, like, hey, when that happens, for you to remember, we told you that's normal. And that doesn't define anything. That doesn't mean that much. You will not change when you graduate. It flew by. Mm-hmm. Your security, your joy, if you still struggle with this, if you still deal with this, if you still run from this pain, that's not going to change. You will be leaving college with that unless you make the intention, like I just said, to ask different questions, to receive different information, and to pursue healing. Pursue it. You can't just sit in a recliner and say, healing, come to me, security, come to me. I had to pursue and kind of lean in to my things of pain. Why did I get triggered there? Why do I feel so scared going to a grocery store by myself? Why am I so worried about my future? I had to lean into what was going on rather than run and ignore it. And so, yes, have fun in college. But guys, I mean, after we graduate, we are entering into the real world. So I would like for you to be prepared for the real world. The world is not an endless party or an endless, like, joining club. Then you graduate and we're adults. And we're finding that a lot more college students are not knowing what to do after life, or with their life once they graduate at a higher rate now. Maybe it's because nobody's prepping us for the real world. Life is not all just signing up for clubs and fraternities and sororities and going to the next and next. Like, we gotta learn how to make the most of right now and not wait until graduation or an acceptance to tell us that we're doing good. So we want to get you to start preparing now so that you're not shook when you graduate. You're not shook when you find out, wait, I feel the same that I did freshman year. That could actually be better. We could help you with that. And so we have a whole college series that talk about becoming who you want to be in all these things if you want to pursue that for yourself.
If you wait for college to change you for the better, you might feel the same, or if anything, college will change you for the worse. Because when we don't take a stand, like literally we will get blown by the waves of the world and just taken to wherever we want to go. And you're going to get people who deal out bad advice, and you're going to have all these insecurities and confusion and pain. So that's why we're telling you this. Be proactive now about your life, because college will rock you. And we said this in one of our videos. It's such a good series, but it will change you, not for the good, if you let it. If you just sit there and think, okay, well, I picked the right school, so it's going to make, I picked the right sorority, so it's going to make, no, you have to be proactive, like Sarah's saying. Tip number 5 is all about the dorm room stuff, because, and maybe this will spark your memory, we looked into dorm rooms, what we wanted our dorm to look like, Pinterest boards, researching, talking about our vibes so much. I just know it was such a big deal when I was looking into college. I was so hyped to decorate my dorm room. Just a practical tip for decorating your dorm is strategy is sacrifice, okay? Pick a vibe and buy or take things from home that stick with that vibe. If you want a cute dorm room and you don't want it to be messy and you want it to look cute and like not cluttered, if your vibe is beachy, don't take things that are like funky and eccentric, okay? Basic strategy tip.
That seems like the most obvious. Do not bring eccentric if it's beachy.
Well, I'm just saying, like, figure out your vibe for a dorm room.
Yes,
because some people
rather than all these things.
Yeah, no, because some people just look at a bunch of cute pictures on Pinterest of all these different dorm rooms and don't define what they're going for. And then they bring this cute tapestry and this glittery pillow and this beachy boho thing, and it's like, then you're sad that your room doesn't look cute. But you have to strategize and make tough choices, okay? Figure out your vibe. Make a Pinterest board.
And I remember mine, actually.
Yes, I knew you would.
Mine is practical as well. My biggest regret was bringing extra decorations. I think that's it, right? I was going to say, like, all this extra stuff on my desk. Don't bring a lot of stuff. I mean, like, make it cute with your walls. I say aim for the walls. Like, decorate your walls. Hang up lights and hang up crap on the walls. But on the desks, try not to put too much stuff there because it just becomes your junk table. And I mean, college dorms are small as is, so go for the walls and go for the clean vibe, because you spend so much money on these decorations. And unfortunately, I've just been bringing boxes from year to year with me and like not using it. Have your fun and stuff, but all that to say, college is gonna look like being outside of your room a lot, hanging with friends who kind of want a clean environment, studying at the library. So it's like, think about that too. You're not going to be so obsessed with your room at the end of the day if you're always out and about, but also know who you are, because maybe you want to do your room. So
yeah, and also keeping it clean. Like, I brought a bunch of cute things for my dorm, and my room was super like cute, one of those Pinteresty rooms. But my whole first semester, the room was messy all the time. So basically all the money I spent on decorations, wasted for those 4 months because it doesn't even look cute. So if you're not clean in your room now, you high schooler, get it together, or you'll find out and get it together in college like I did. I learned how to be clean then. That'll make it cuter than just bringing a bunch of crap.
Elon Musk said that college is just for learning how to do chores. Wow. I was like, yeah, he's kind of right.
Yeah. Number 6, final tip. the freshman 15 will get you. Okay, it might not, but it is very real. My whole life, I was never the type to gain weight when I would eat, and I gained like 10 pounds my freshman year. So
I gained my weight because we had a buffet, and like that was the only cafeteria in the campus because it's a smaller school, and you eat for fun. So yeah, I gained some weight, which was, I think I got like the biggest after freshman year. Right in the summer, I was like, wow, I'm massive than I ever had. But everybody's different. It's just ever so naturally what people do who don't know each other. Let's go out to eat.
Yeah.
Let's go get this ice cream. Let's get the coolest cookies in town. And so that kind of starts to happen.
It's a fun thing to do, is eat out at all the cool places.
Exactly.
But it adds
So
up.
yeah, just know that. Definitely suggestion for college, work out. Have fun. Go to the gym. Be active. Watch Sydney Cummings videos and do workouts. But my life would be so different if I did not work out. I love working out.
Mm-hmm.
It's so amazing to do something for you, to sweat, to get strong. It kind of like brings me back, you know? I
Yeah.
feel like everybody needs to work out. So I would love for you to start working out in college and have that active lifestyle. Follow us on Instagram and join us because we show our workouts sometimes.
That's very true. And you have a free gym membership. So this is your time to become a gym person if you're gonna do it
Yep.
all right. When it's for free. If you don't do it when it's free, I don't know how you're gonna do it when you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's our final tip. And then I'm gonna share with you guys a quote that I shared in the first ever YouTube video that helped me in college so much, and it's going to help you. College is like a greenhouse. All of the conditions in college are ripe and ready for you to grow and flourish. But what are you going to plant in your greenhouse? Because that can be a good thing and a bad thing. If you're planting good fruits and wonderful plants, your greenhouse is going to flourish. But if you're planting weeds and thorns and other plants that generally are not good, those things are going to flourish too. And those habits and behaviors and people in your life and things that you grow, that's going to be something that is setting you up for the rest of your life. It's never too late to turn around, to redo things, to take out the weeds and build a new, beautiful, flourishing greenhouse. But really pay attention to the people that you're around, to the behaviors that you're sowing, to the places that you're spending most of your time. Because you think that you're gonna graduate and it just goes from being all fun, party, to now amazing, purpose-filled, flourishing life. No, life just goes through. Things don't stop and start with college. Graduation is really just another day. This is amazing because the habits and things that you plant now, they really do carry on for the rest of your life. I just told you that a little dumb one, but I learned how to be clean in college. Now I'm a clean person. No matter where you're at in college, what year it is, just always be asking yourself, what am I planting in my greenhouse right now? And that's generally, it can apply to anything, and it's just going to help you. So I just want that to stick with you because this is a time for you to flourish.
You got this.
You got this. And that is our tips for college freshman year.
Yes. So with that being said, y'all, please subscribe, join our friend group, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.
Oh, we are.